Okay, so it's 2014 and I have nothing to play. I hop onto YouTube and see a random GMV video of a dude using Linkin Park. Do you ever wanna slap your younger self? And I see this random scene from a game I don't know. I go into the comments, find out what the name is, and then download it. For anyone who has a problem with what I did, I bought this game like 7 times on various consoles and as gifts. Unlike what I did with Persona, I'm gonna get there, trust me, I didn't consult the internet, so I had no idea that this is the third game in a trilogy. While it did win Game of the Year,
The winner is Dragon Age Inquisition.
Excuse me, the fuck did you just say?
I'll be honest with you, it just got lucky because the year was borderline dead and had no competition. I mean, there was Dark Souls 2, which is the equivalent of a third covered brick wall.
Looks a whole lot like playing the game wrong and blaming the game for it.
This is factually wrong.
Hearthstone, which you understand how desperate they were to come up with titles if they had to add this shit.
What are you gonna... What?
Shadow of Mordor, which granted I like this one, but it's just Batman Arkham cross-dressing in Aragon gear. And Bayonetta 2, Return of the Goth Mommy.
I don't know anything about the stories. I'm gonna try my best to. Oh my god, fuck the story.
No freaking wonder it won. Just to prove my point, in 2015 the fucking Witcher 3 released and it won Game of the Year by a freaking landslide. It outshined Inquisition and became the model RPG in just about every department. And yet I still fucking love this game. There are tons of controversies regarding the game's development, and considering all the shit it went through making it, I'm just glad it doesn't auto-delete everything on your hard drive when you open it. We are lucky that Dragon Age 4 won't suffer from all of that, huh? Okay, so to properly start this game you have to go onto the Dragon Age Keep website, which allows you to create various world states for the start of the Inquisition, since you can really mess stuff up with certain choices. I mean, it is a useful website. It even allows you to have Mr. Varric himself narrate your world state.
If you believe the stories, mankind's pride gave rise to the Darkspawn.
But if I have one thing to bitch about is that they outright tell you which choices will be relevant in the future. Anyway, it also tracks the saves you have in the other 2 games, so... Wait, I romance Sebastian? Okay, so the menu of the game depicts the inciting incident of the story, that being the Conclave, in which after the shitstorm of Dragon Age 2... Thank you, Hawke. The Divine summoned the Templars and mages to try to agree on something, but it blows up in her face. So our protagonist rises from the ashes in the Fade. Anyway, you can create a lot of good stuff here. Or abominations, up to you. My first playthrough with a human mage got glitched out the ass with not only Steam and Origin forgetting to mark up my achievements. I platinumed this game on PS4, shut up. But also by my PC, which made absolutely all the footage worthless. So we start again. Since it's the first time we can actually do this, we're gonna play as a Kunari. Also, I'll talk about this later, but the characters are as bland as possible. The only info you get being this little text box on random facts and reasons why they are at the Conclave. After several minutes in which I played around with the sliders, thick, horny, mommy. So we wake up in the Fade getting chased around by spiders towards a woman made out of light, who shoves us out of the portal and we pass out. Sure beats the daily shelf opening in Origins, right? We wake up by getting interrogated by Cassandra and Liliana, playing bad cop, worst cop.
Explain this. I can't.
You're lying!
Is it because I'm horny? Oh, and now our hand is radioactive. Everyone else is dead except for us, so yeah, kinda sus. Here we get a good look at the dialogue wheel, which now has fully morphed into the Mass Effect one. But overall the personalities are kinda lackluster and they mix together. I'll bitch about this later. To match our new green hand pussy, the sky has one big ass mint flavored bridge, which spawns demons on the Vietnamese sweatshop level of speed. Completely unrelated, I'm sure. While Cassandra seems to want to get the bottom of this, most people think I killed the Pope lady so they hate me. Or they just saw a 7-foot-tall horned Amazon and can't contain the levels of arousal bottling up in their peasant bodies.
I'm scare-roused.
So we start the tutorial and the movement is, well, have you played an MMO before? But not one of the good ones? I'll just say that both the movement and map design are very... What's the opposite of unique? We walk toward the green cunt in the sky. Well, at least this proves that there are bigger cunts in Dragon Age than Carver. The key animation on the faces though, it's pretty whack. Next is what I like to call the buggy bridge, because it is hilarious in how many ways this piece of shit can interrupt the flow of the game. Demons attack, but luckily for you the exact weapon type we use is just hanging around. If you want to know how the combat is, it's sufficient. It works. You are not playing Dragon Age for the combat. Fuck off. After we finish that little fight, we encounter the approval setting. The worst character-related approval setting in the series so far. It just says how much a character approves or disapproves on a scale from slightly to greatly. Characters will react with certain lines towards you depending on your relationship, but outside of that, not much to say. After some more fights, we stumble upon another group fighting demons around the portal thingy.
Varric Tethras, rogue, storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
How is he so fucking hot?
Oh yeah, Varric. He's here against his will and still captured after the events of Dragon Age 2. Also this completely innocent elf boy who takes our hand and reveals that we can close portals.
I closed that thing? How?
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand.
And how do you know that, fine sir? If you want to get Solus to high approval, just inquire about stuff. He slightly approves each time he has to explain something. Smart ass bitch. Now that we have a full party, we can go on and experience the glory of party members doing the free things they are programmed to do. We close another She-Hulk slit, and Liliana defends us against the Chantry Chancellor, whose dialogue can be fully replaced with heresy. To run out the tutorial, we also get a heads up on a major choice, which are highlighted options and they actually tell you the outcome of what will happen. Do keep that in mind, please. Mom, can we have fellowship? No, we have fellowship at home. The fellowship at home. Boring dark tunnel with loot stuff. Nothing happens. We rescue some red shirts and it's time to start on the Inquisitor's main role in this game. That of a leader and, more importantly, a religious figure.
Holes in the Fade don't just accidentally happen, right?
If enough magic is brought to bear, it is possible.
The fuck you just said? The fortress has a big green hornet beehole, so we jump in and everyone can see that the Divine helped us out thanks to the convenient magical TV. I forgot to mention that the Inquisitor has selective amnesia, forgetting just about everything regarding the event. Is writing 101, guys. Shitty fight with the Pride Demon in which we close the portal and save everyone, only for those to start thinking that we are sent by Andraste herself.
Do it! Just do it!
When they say go big or go home, I think they were talking about this shit.
Hello there.
Oh, and now we can get some DLC stuff. Oh yeah, mommy. Wait, holy shit, is this Haven? Wow, it looks a little less culty.
That's her. That's the Herald of Andraste.
Never mind. If you play a rogue, you can go to the lower level prison and lockpick some good stuff early. If not, you have to wait for a lesbian to do her magic. So we enter the chamber and we start having a religious mambo jumbo speak with the Chancellor actually being offended that other people are calling us the Herald of Andraste. So we declare a fucking Inquisition. That always ends well. Hey Dragon Age, what's your thematic inspiration? I would fuck everyone in this room. We get a good look at our other two advisors and who the fuck changed my clothes mid cutscene? I wanted the followers to see that perfect mid section. If we go and talk to Solus, we get to hear about his second favorite topic after himself, the Fade. Spirits included.
Who can say what this world will look like when we are done fighting for it?
Varric seems to go back to his man of the people role, but we can ask him about the book. And mostly call fucking bullshit and point out plot holes which just annoy him. We can also get to hear about the characters of Dragon Age 2, since none of them, minus Isabella in the multiplayer, appear in this game. Meryl is babysitting dumb elves. Fenris has a comic run. Isabella got a big hat. Sebastian, I'll just let the line play, it's too accurate.
Sebastian went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people there.
Calvary's backup guard, probably being in charge of counting the Kirkwall bricks. Evelyn is holding the city up by her boobs. And Anders is dead as fuck. Because this is a post-Minecraft game, we have to get some crafting and resource managing mechanic. I'll use it since it's broken, but I'll let you know that it's boring and tiresome. Now we can finally meet the two other advisors properly, because I guess we just stood next to them awkwardly and never said a word to each other. Okay, so Cullen is here. Those 2 games in which he was a filler character must have done fucking wonders. If it wasn't obvious enough, he's the military advisor. Josephine, who is a diplomat, is here to do some paperwork. Good, I don't think Liliana can write in anything other than blood. Oh well, Liliana is our spy master, she deals with shady shit. These people will be integral to the story, and while generic, I'll have to say that they are really fucking good. Mostly because in other games in which you have advisors with different methods and opinions, they just bicker and hate each other. Here they respect one another and like genuinely want to help. For now we are getting called by a nun in the hinterlands. And now we can see the map, which... ugh. This thing has quests which require real time to complete. Or, you can listen to me here, you can change the clock on your PC. Just saying, some of these motherfuckers can take full days. But if I do have to say one thing I like is that it's really interesting that you can choose which advisor completes it, which can change the outcome, rewards, and prompts given. We meet Josephine and find out about her friendship with Liliana and why she joined the Inquisition. Just say that you're bored, lady.
If you won't take her at her word, I'm afraid Seeker Pentagast must challenge him to a duel.
What?
It is a matter of honor among the Navarrans. Shall I arrange the bout for tonight?
No. Kaboom! You've been lawyered.
Liliana prays and then bitches at you. But wait there a little while because you can talk to her again and it's important. Just like in Origins, Liliana is conflicted and thusly you are able to steer her towards a more radical or idealistic style. The fandom refers to these types of quests as hardening, but I will not, since that will give me way too fucking many opportunities to do penis jokes.
I condemned one man to save dozens. I may not like what I do, but it must be done. I cannot afford the luxury of ideals at a time like this.
Oh, so it's discount Fate Zero, huh? And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you advertise your content, especially the shitty one. Also, we can ask her about the hero of Ferelden.
Haven't heard from her in some time. She just disappeared.
Well, we knew that from the Dragon Age 2 ending, but I still find it bullshit and only here to justify why someone as decorated and competent as the Warden can't help or hell even lead the Inquisition. Cassandra fights a buggy dummy and complains about the right choice or some shit. Honestly, I'm just here because she disses her own fucking movie.
I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive.
Cullen is training the guards and went all workaholic, but we can make him blush since he's still the pervert from Origins.
I might enjoy your company.
You're saying I can fuck you?
Guess I'll head out, but first... The Black Emporium is here to break the game, but we will skip it with the mention that the sickest schematics and items are here at crazy prices. We arrive in the Hinterlands and meet Scout Harding, which is important because not only is she adorable and voiced by Liara from Mass Effect, but with the DLC in the post-game she is the first Dwarven love interest. In 3 fucking games.
What are you doing if I break it?
Harding, huh? Ever been to Kirkwall's Hightown?
I can't say I have. Why?
You'd be Harding and... No, never mind.
Ugh.
Stop shilling your book, man. Many people gave up on this game on the first map and for good reason. This thing is fucking huge and meant to be done in multiple travels. It's still just like an MMO, so you can spend hours here. It's also the bragging right of the developers since they sucked their own dicks by making this one map bigger than the entire first game. 85% of this is just ground, so it's shit. Most maps are like this to a lesser degree. So, in the interest of saving us all some time and to not make me look through every minute of footage in which I did random side quest number 589, I will just name some memorable or funny stuff in each map. Okay, so these assholes started worshipping the breach. Granted, so far the breach spew out demons, while the maker only took a shit and created the darkspawn, but still! Also, this is why rogues are broken in breach fights, so you just go invisible, wait for the demons to target your allies, and then you fuck up their Skyjaina. This game also has perks, and you can get additional ones by recruiting specific characters scattered around Tedas. Oh, and you can go walk up to a monument and claim it for your own people. Through Inquisition standards. Varric also makes us break Red Delirium, which started popping up like crazy, and yes, this is the same-ish as the one in the Idol from Dragon Age 2. We fight both Templars and Mages, which are going apeshit, only to then meet up with Mother Giselle. She joins in the Inquisition in an attempt to make the Chantry treat us a little better than they treat pieces of shit and a lot better than they treat mages. Mother Giselle is a wholesome, wise character whose only fault is that she tries to see religious meaning in everything. Okay, so one of the significant quests around here is the one with Horsemaster Dennett. Why is that, you ask? Because this is the only time in the game where you will use this awful fucking horse. The game wants me to craft shit. I'm not gonna unsettle each time I see a fucking flower. Another amazing quest is where the Druffalo roam, because in this one, well... Top 10 quest in RPGs. There's also a Karta hideout here which somehow has Darkspawn, and at least I get to kill some dwarves. I'm bored, let's go home. Thanks Callan for stopping a violent mob. Just to give the bland cutout character a little bit of a backstory, Josephine will ask you about personal history which pays off in absolutely nothing besides some D&D shit stuff.
Do you believe in any of the Qun's philosophies?
Hell no!
We need the support of the Chantry, so the plan is to get to the capital of Orlais, Val Rayo. I imagine it to be just femboys sucking baguettes.
Hey, wanna listen to some tunes?
Fuck, I love the music in this game. Also, I imagine if the people saw my squad in the city, they would faint. Some Chantry people are holding a PowerPoint presentation, but prepare yourself for the funniest scene with or without context in the game. Okay, maybe second.
God damn, I love my job.
So this is Lord Lucius. He's the one commanding the Templars right now, and he's just so overtly evil. This is our first encounter with Templar Barrys, who compared to these assholes we instantly like. Right when we were about to leave, a fucking arrow almost wrecks my head. Also, this scrub invites me to a party. And at the gate we meet Fiona, current leader of the mages and person I will rant about in a couple of minutes. So between what happened here, the Templars said fuck off and the mages invited us to a tea party. We collect free tampons and a new location opens up to grab our new party member. So this is Sarah, a rather divisive character which I enjoy quite a lot. She wants to join our party and help the Inquisition with the support of a group of Robin Hood type organization, the Friends of Red Jenny. That's the extent of info you need on them. After that we arrive at a massive castle which is definitely not a reused model from later on in the game, where you socialize with the Orlesian nobles. Some asshole actually tries to attack us directly. Which, do you even know what the game is, dumbass? Speaking of divisive characters, we are welcomed by Vivienne de Fer, an extremely well-respected mage and quite a big fucking deal. In order for her character to make sense, I'll have to explain the Orlesian game for a bit. In Orlais, it's all about intrigue, so people speak only what they believe will get them closer to their desired goal. Wear extravagant clothes, even if their houses are under a fucking bridge, the important thing is appearance. Every shady thing you can imagine Game of Thrones style is done on a grand scale, but the thing is that no one has to know that you've done it. It's encouraged to have everyone suspect that you've done it, but have absolutely no way of connecting you to it. Hell, the game is so intense that the Empress and her brother are having a civil war and nobody gives a fuck. So to come back to Vivienne, she is a master of this game. For now we recruit her since she wants to help. Okay, back to Haven so we can chat up our new additions.
It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right? Wasted.
I'll be here all night.
Sarah is a jokester and keeps ranting about the man, with her backstory yet unavailable to us on account that she met us 4 minutes ago. Also flirting.
I think I'll enjoy having you around, Sarah. I hope you'll feel the same.
Woof.
We discuss what the fuck happened in the city, which I imagine Cullen holding back a laugh after hearing about that punch. So we need to pick a side. Cullen still wants us to support the Templars, but the mages are still available. Liana informs us about a Grey Warden in the Hinterlands, whom we'll get to later. Right outside, this dude Krem came to sell the services of his company of mercenaries led by someone named the Iron Bull. Go to Atlantic City, there are like 15 strippers with that name guaranteed. Now on to Vivienne, she is all about restoring the Circle of Magi, because you know, it kind of blew up. She is extremely pro-Chantry and pro-Circle. Her attitude is a bit standoffish and her tone makes you feel like you're an uncultured swine, but still.
I met an elven mage earlier. Solus, I believe he was called.
Flashback. Ew, poor!
First off, we go back to the shitty Hinterlands to meet up with this Grey Warden because every Dragon Age is contractually obligated to have one of those in the party. Rasputin over here is Blackwall, who trains local young men to fight bandits and maybe join the order. Old Beardy here knows that the world is going to shit, so he joins our party.
If you're trying to put things right, maybe you need a warden. Maybe you need me.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
We are also going to the Storm Coast to encounter the mercenaries, and we meet the Iron Bull, voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr.
You need a frontline bodyguard. I'm your man. Whatever it is. Demons? Dragons? The bigger the better.
Look, I'm a man of substance. Dorky chicks like you turn me on too.
Perfect fucking casting. My man is actually a spy sent by the Qun, but he tells you that and offers a trade in which he gives us intel from them and tells them only unimportant shit. He also gets a charger for whatever that's worth. They are a boring company of subpar maggots. Except Krem, he's cool. Some idiots are killing our men, so we can go and fight them. But if you read the codex, you can respect their culture, craft a crest and equip it. Wearing that allows you to challenge their leader in a fair fight and gain their trust. Only bringing this up because it shows that the game supports characters reacting to your equipment, but this is the only quest which implements it. What the fuck is that? We go back home and speak to the Iron Bull, who puffs his chest and tries to act cool.
The Qun is not perfect, but at least there's some sense to it.
Keep telling yourself that, darling.
And Blackwall is also a little too interested in watching the Sky Jaina.
A breach. It's hard to look away from it sometimes.
Right, because you know what it looks like.
No, it doesn't.
You know.
I have to admit, I thought you'd be...
Human?
Yes.
If you're racist and you know it, clap your hands. What the fuck, bro?
We can finally go meet the mages who are living in Redcliffe as refugees. God, it looks different. Weirdly enough, Fiona is not expecting us, but the Winter Magisters are here, so it can't be good. That's a cool ass statue right there. As a quick missable Easter egg, you can go back to the docks and find Connor from Origins, all grown up and traumatized out his fucking ass.
Weren't you possessed? It wasn't you who did those things.
Wasn't it? I let the demon in.
We enter the tavern where Fiona just keeps complaining. I adore bringing Vivian here because she calls Fiona out on probably the dumbest move in Dragon Age so far.
The free mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
Fiona, dear, your dementia is showing.
Gotcha, bitch!
So they allied themselves to the Winter Imperium, the blood-frenzied assholes. Desperate times call for idiots like Fiona to do the wrong thing. Alexius, the current leader of the mages, shows up and he proceeds to mansplain everything. But he also chills with his son Felix, who is sick and falls onto us, only to find out later that he slipped us a note. We go to the Redcliffe Chantry where we find...
Good, you're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Yes, Daddy.
Dorian is so fucking smooth. Okay, so Dorian and Felix know that Alexius is doing some evil shit because, and I find this extremely bullshit, he has been experimenting with time travel magic. What the fuck, Dragon Age? Jumping the shark much? So here's the first major choice of the game, supporting the mages or the Templars. Their quests have major implications for the plot with multiple changes in gameplay, quests, characters and outcomes. Each also comes with a new party member, mages giving you Dorian and Templars allowing you to recruit, I think his name is Cole, but it just changes the order of their appearance because both join eventually. Now, first off, the mages, which FYI I won't be helping in this playthrough. The magician motherfuckers are staying in the royal castle, courtesy of King Alistair and his wife. Funny enough, Honora also helps the mages if she's queen, which I failed to see how that helps her, but whatever. Their quest starts by us needing to find a way into the castle to send agents.
Wait. There is a secret passage into the castle, an escape route for the family.
Nice memory. Dorian offers his aid to the dismay of everyone around, but he's a Magister's son and a Tevinter mage who in this setting are like Satan's play dolls. Okay, so we have to chat them up until Liliana's agents cut their fucking throats. I know how to distract him. Plot holes. Alexius, what happened to the talking darkspawn? Do we get concrete evidence on how Liliana came back to life? Is Superman canon to the DA universe? How come Liliana doesn't tell Cassandra about the Warden if romanced? How can Alistair use Templar abilities without taking lyrium? How is Anders a Warden in Dragon Age 2, even if you didn't make him take the joining in Awakening? How can the Warden and Hawke become blood mages without any repercussions? How old is Hawke because the timeline of Leandra and Malcolm meeting is a little finicky? Where is Meredith's statue? How old is Liliana? Last one, Anders. Just Anders. Please explain. I think we broke him. Unfunny tangent over. Dorian and Felix try to make the little old prune here see the right way, but he goes mad, uses the amulet, activates a portal and sends us to what we later find is the fucking future. At least Dorian is with us.
Of course, it's not simply where, it's when. Alexius used the amulet as a focus. It moved us through time.
I want to kill myself.
So like red lyrium is growing out of fucking everything, even people. Thank you, Fiona, for finally realizing that you are dumb. There's this Elder One now ruling the earth with an army of demons. Pretty standard actually. Our current party members are here and we take them back, but this can happen to all of them. And I think you know which party member I have a hard time believing this could happen to. When Liliana is getting tortured for her resistance to lyrium, we do a long ass dungeon in which you find out two important things. That this Elder One plans to kill the Empress of Orlais and that he has a demon army. Alexius is chilling with his son who, damn, he's dying of the taint, isn't he? But like he's the reason why Alexius made the deal with this Elder One to keep Felix alive, if you call that alive. Okay, I think we can reason with him. Liliana, no! Liliana, yes! Because of that, Alexius starts a shitty boss fight in which they bring back the invincibility fuck you shield from Dragon Age 2. Everyone dies, we go back to our own time, and Alexius surrenders.
Is that the best you've got?
Funniest part is that all the noise made woke up King Alistair. And then he's all like, you brought what into my house? He banishes the mages and now we can either ally with them or imprison them.
I've known a lot of mages. Even when they mean well, a lot of them do really stupid shit.
And I'm gonna load the previous save and go with the Templar route. Again? Okay, listen. The mages are in this mess because Fiona is dumb. Yeah, unlike the Templars, mages didn't choose to be magical. And having kids killed is, you know, bad. But the mages are so dumb! The time travel is world-breaking and bullshit, the villain sucks, and the only redeemable parts are Dorian and Felix. I guess it's also cool to see whoever you chose as ruler of Ferelden. Since I'm gonna stop bitching about her later, I'll talk about Fiona. Her lore is so bullshit. First off, she is a Grey Warden with no more taint in her. She is the only one, which we know of I guess, who did this shit. She cured herself of the blight and left the order. And how did she do this? Because she had sex with Merrick Farron. And yes, she's Alistair's mother. Look, I know it's established that Kellan had blood is weird, but she got a cream pie, got pregnant, which again, this for Grey Wardens is like a 1% chance, and then poof, cured. First off, that implies that my female warden should be cured as well unless she practices cuckoldry with Alistair. Yeah, I get it, he has the old blood. We even get a pretty good comic run about it with Alistair, Isabella, Varric and my biggest hope for Dragon Age 4 party member Mavericks. But besides her random lore relevance, Fiona doesn't even want to listen to the other mages who don't want to ally themselves with the Winter. All in all, the only reason to side with the mages is to give them some good PR, which they desperately need. Okay, mini rant over. Templar time. We go in as the +1 of this Orlesian fellow, hope he doesn't expect me to put out. Barris welcomes us and practically falls to his knees, begging us to help the Templars. We do a mini game in which we order some flags by importance. I don't see Varric's cock up there, so I'll just go with this. Templars are going apeshit since they started infusing themselves with red lyrium, so they are loco. We explore the stronghold and kill the red Templars with our good friend Barris, while the voice of Lucius calls us poo-poo pants in our minds. We go up the stairs and I don't think that's weed we just smoked. So we are inside the Inquisitor's head. To save everyone some time, this demon enters the mind of the target, learns everything about them, kills them and then impersonates them. So that's why Lucius suddenly turned evil. But I don't think that would work on my Inquisitor. The rule 34 for Dragon Age is pretty damn small, but I sure as fucking use that as a shield.
Tell me what you think. I'm not locked in here with you. NANI?! locked in here with me!
Stupid puzzles happen and we get some help from our ADHD fairy Cole. He has absolutely none of the charisma Dorian has, but he works fine enough. The demon is actually dumb enough to give us the same intel as we recovered from the major route. Quick tangent though. How the fuck am I picking up items in my own mind? Then with a quick headbutt we wake up. The game turns into a shitty defend the castle, recruit more troops but on a timer. Be careful because baddies can actually die here. And with their help we can do a boss fight. GG easy. Just like before, we can make Templars either our allies or our prisoners. I prefer this route because it portrays a very nuanced depiction of the Templars. They are literally junky guard dogs for the Chantry. While the mages are borderline comical in their stupidity, my boys are just following orders. It's not their fault they've been given a bad batch of methamphetamine. It spawns on the fucking table, but that's fine. And now we can finally seal the Sky Jaina. Companions now have way more fucking screen time and they all share some info. Josephine is blushing after we flirt, Vivian is telling us how to keep the Templars as junkies, Liliana talks about wardens, Veric talks about Dragon Age 2 some more, Sarah says nothing, Solus talks spirits, Cole needs Adderall, Cullen wants to talk about the Sky Jaina, and the Iron Bull wants to smash. Holy shit, stop harassing me, you boring fuck! After telling Sebastian to fuck off, we go ahead and close the bridge. Game over? I'll be honest with you and say that the first time I played this game, I genuinely thought that this was the end of the game. Dumb kid. Okay, so the 5 people this engine can handle are rejoicing up until we get notified that Hannibal is back from the dead and is attacking over the mountains. Dorian shows up with no hard feelings about abandoning the mages, eh? No fucking way. Corypheus is not dead. We pull a Mulan, probably making the Inquisitor the protagonist the highest kill count. Kind of inconsequential, but you can try and rescue Haven people on your way out. They get replaced by random assholes anyway, but it's another achievement. We enter the Chantry and then the Chancellor tries to help us as his anime redeem arc. Off screen, of course.
We submit? Let him kill us? Dying is typically a last resort, not first. For a Templar, you think like a blood mage.
All in all, we go outside, rotate the trebuchet, kill Fiona. Good. And we finally meet the Elder One.
Why are you doing this? What purpose could this serve?
Because you are my enemy. Because you stand in the way of destined power. Because I can.
Today we're going to be counting down our picks for the top 20 anime villains of the century.
His dialogue is still boring, but at least now he has a better voice. He explains that the finger on our hand is his and that he is now permanently latched onto us. Cool. We attempt a suicide attack, but Cory flees on his dragon and we wake up all snowed in. We fight some demons and we discover a new ability related to the Anchor Hand, which replaces your one all the fucking time and forces you to relocate your skills. Dick. We spend a couple of minutes slow walking because the game won't let us run. And we collapse right before getting found by Cullen taking a piece behind a stone. We have a very interesting conversation about fate, purpose and all that good stuff with Mother Giselle, which subtly implies that everyone saw us die and then come back, and therefore we are now Jesus. And to calm everyone, they start singing. And it's both cringe and glorious.
Alexa, play wake up music in Sam's room.
Playing wake up music in Sam's room.
I love the fucking song! While everyone goes La La Land on us, the Chancellor dies and Solus creepily watches us from behind.
A word.
You see guys, what Solus did here is actually pretty brilliant. He separated us from our friends to hit on us. You're a tall drink of water, and I'm thirsty. He tells us that Corypheus is using an elven bullshit magic and he can guide us to what we need. And after a long trek we find... Give that bitch a castle. Bitches love castles. In all honesty, I adore Skyhold, and after a quick search I found out that it's one of the most accurate castles in gaming. We have a new crib, Cassandra still thinks that we are chosen by Andraste, and I fucking love this scene.
Your leader, your herald, your inquisitor!
Thundercats!
Once again, during a little advisor talk, we get interrupted. Maybe we need a sign. Varric tells us that he contacted an old friend to help us. Okay, so Vivienne tries to help us by making sure you look good.
Are you all right, my dear? Were you hurt? You look dreadful.
Bitch, I'm adorable.
Blackwall wants no special treatment and tries to guide us into being a symbol.
Tell me honestly, are you what they say you are? Andraste's chosen?
Nope.
Cassandra is reading Varric's erotic romance novel.
It's literature. Smutty literature.
You just keep wanting more, and your fingers are just dirty at the end of it.
Iron Bull disguises us and takes us to talk to the soldiers to see what we mean to them. Sarah is having an existential crisis.
I mean, if it's real, then the seat of the Maker, real thing. A seat needs a butt, so the Maker, real thing. Fairy stories about the start and end of the world, real things.
That means there's an afterlife! Heaven! Hell! Am I going to hell?
Solus is being coy. Dorian is chewing the scenery and stealing the scene.
Distracted. By my wit and charm, I have plenty of both.
Today, at least.
Oh, you wound me. Finally, a worthy opponent.
Liliana is dealing with shit since she believes that she could have saved more people. And also she introduces us to the sub-boss. If we had sided with the mages, Samson would have been serving Cory. Since we chose Templars, we are gonna fight Calpurnia. I'll talk about each of them later, trust me, it's weird. Kala needs a nap. We discuss Cole staying like we were discussing whether or not to keep a pet since he's a spirit and we have the moral dilemma of him putting people out of their misery and making people forget him. By the way, Cole also appears in a book, but he is way too fucking different in there. And now, it's time to meet Varric's friend.
Inquisitor, meet Hawke, the champion of Kirkwall.
Though I don't use that title much anymore.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Ew. Yeah, Hawke is weird in Inquisition. Not only does he/she look odd, but the personalities have been rendered useless. She's so bland, boring, stoic, with just a bit of sarcasm in her. Hashtag not my Hawke. This bitch is talking about responsibility and shit. All I'm saying is that my Hawke would have died if she didn't make a joke every 20 seconds.
Oh, I don't know. You did save a city from a horde of rampaging Kunari.
I don't see how that really applies. Or is there a horde of rampaging Kunari I don't know about?
I am a horde of rampaging Kunari.
Yeah, sorry, it doesn't work as well. Varric must have gone wild with her character in the book, I guess. Oh, and she also has info about Dragon Age 2. Anyway, we can talk to Varric to get him to gift Cassandra the new volume of his smut book. And since the quests have melted together thanks to my high approval with him and Cass, he also starts talking about how much he likes the Inquisition.
Please tell me you're not going to burst into song now.
Don't worry, I'm not that cruel.
We were on the verge of greatness.
We go to Cassandra, who is pummeling Varric for hiding Hawke. And you know what? She's right. Hawke would have been a way funnier protagonist.
Boom, baby!
Pretender, you toy with forces beyond your ken.
Yeah, well, your Ken can kiss my Barbie.
Are you what they say you are? Andraste's chosen?
Oh no, I actually have a whore name and that's not it.
What are you going to do to celebrate?
Naked in an alley, jerking off on a dead pigeon.
Tell me, why were you at the Divine Conclave?
Because I was an idiot.
And I'm sure the Inquisition can afford us.
JK, I'm poor, bye.
You need rest.
I need a guy with goals and drive and ambition, and I need him to give all that up to support mine.
The free mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
Thank you. Your entire life is garbage.
I'd like to discuss your parents.
My mother cried the day I was born because she knew she would never be better than me.
I suspect you have questions.
I have an idea. How about we take a metal rod and put it up your dick hole?
I mean, Varric is a good friend, but Hawke has a 99 luck stat, so I think she might have saved the Divine, stopped Cory and raped his dragon in 10 minutes. Also, we unlock an operation to contact the hero for Ferelden, although we can't since she is on an important trip to find a cure for the Grey Warden limited lifespan. Just fuck Alistair! So we give Cassandra the book, goes all fangirl and I think forgives Varric? And somehow, after all that, Cassandra now has NPC syndrome and is talking about how she respects the Inquisitor for making hard choices. Josephine is now homesick and we take her up to our room to talk.
Have we been here an hour?
2.5 hours, I think, but no one's counting.
Are you concerned you might be passive-aggressive?
New area, the Followmire. Corpses are going thriller and our troops have been captured by the Avar. They are sort of the barbarians of Talos. We fight their boss and leave easy. On to the western approach.
Are you worried about me?
Someone has to be.
Shitty desert zone in which we fight the Venatori. Mage the Winter Isis pretty much. And find a temple frozen in time. And we can also kill some more Venatori and get a fucking stronghold. This zone is somehow more interesting because we have to do more quests to clear it up and get new zones. We go back to Skyhold and see what our new medieval magical mechanic is doing. Fuck, is that Dagna from Origins? Blackwall is craving... I said craving in the script. Blackwall is carving some toys for kids and talks about a wise man who helped him once. And if we go to Cullen, we can start his stunning quest about addiction. You see, in order to do shit, Templars take lyrium, but that thing is extremely addictive and destroys your mind. Cullen debates whether or not he should take it again since he believes he would weaken the Inquisition if he goes all nope. Funny enough, there is no impact on his competency with or without. And it only changes his ending. There is a special place in hell for people making him do crack. But now we get to talk about the amazing sit-in judgment mechanic of Inquisition, in which you judge characters you dealt with in quest, both major and minor. There are a lot of these. I'm just gonna throw some funny ones at you, like this goat man.
The winner is Dragon Age Inquisition.
Some thrones were not made to appear in cutscenes. After 12 hours of gameplay, Varric remembered Cory and now he bitches about how come he not dead like in Legacy. Gosh, I fucking wonder! Josephine Quests starts now by confessing that her well-respected family is in fact broke as fuck and are being threatened. She needs our help in Val Royeaux to talk with a noble who we find out is actually an assassin since... Okay, I'll try to make this easy for you. Over 100 years ago, another noble family hired these assassins to kill the Montilier. But that family lost the noble status and the contract is still signed. Orlesians live by reputation, so this cool guy just called us in to inform us about the assassination because the guild itself thinks that this is bullshit. He even subtly hints that if we raise that family to minor nobility, they could cancel the contract. Who'd have thought that I'd be talking about contract resolution in my free time? We also have the option to allow Liliana to just murder everyone, but by the end of the game, although minor, it's better to do the Josephine route. Bull introduces us to his men, who are all filler characters, except for Krem, because not only is he voiced by female Shepard herself, Jennifer Hale, but he's a pretty good trans representation in a series which certainly did a few outdated jokes. Plus, some people complain whenever a Netflix show makes a character gay, bi, trans, or of another ethnicity. In Dragon Age you can go wild with that shit, just saying. We find out that Cullen has regular matches with Dorian, which is just amazing. Solos flexes on us with his dream powers and mansplains spirits like a douche.
Probably best discussed after you wake up.
What the fuck?!
Viv wants to give you a complete makeover because she thinks you're ugly. To help Josephine, we meet up with this lady, and I really want to talk about how bland the Inquisitor is as a character.
I don't think we'll be missed from the party for a while.
Are you quite serious?
For the pleasure of your company, Minister? Absolutely.
Lock the door.
Wait, did she just exchange sex for political influence? At this point I realized something though. So in this game there are several romance options. First off, Cassandra, who can be romanced by males only. Yeah, no more Dragon Age 2, everyone is bisexual shtick. Anyway, her romance is sweet, but if she becomes divine later, the romance ends because she's a pussy. FYI, if Liliana romances the Warden and becomes divine, they fuck like rabbits, but whatever. Iron Bull would be my go-to with this playthrough, but I remember that he and Dorian hook up if you find a series of sexual harassment banter between them. Dorian is gay. Josephine is fine with everyone, but she and Blackwall can have a thing. Sarah is a lesbian, so that would work, but she gets a girlfriend too if not romanced. These people hook up like crazy.
When did this become a whorehouse?
Like, there are several options for the freaking bard in the tavern. She can end up both with coal, spirit coal, and creme. Creme, you are a good looking dude, I'm just throwing collarbone here. Therefore, that leaves my romance options to Cullen, who I find it to be the sweetest and most impactful, but you have to be human or elven female, and Solus, who can be romanced only as a female elf. So, guess who started a new playthrough just to get some egg dick?
TikTok, time to fuck!
Okay, so let's talk specializations. The rogue ones are bland. I mean, the artificer is borderline broken, but assassin and drug addict, Tempest, are boring as fuck. Mages have it the best in terms of variety, with the Knight Enchanter one turning Dragon Age into Star Wars, and having Vivienne turn into a god tier bitch whose catchphrase should be taking damages for the poor. Rift Mage kinda sucks, but oh boy, the Necromancer. Not only is it here just to not make the Inquisitor use blood magic for story reasons, even though it's still called blood magic in the game files, but it's utterly worthless and broken. And not broken as in good. Broken as in reanimated corpse models will remain on screen, even fucking doors. Now, since my new elven bitch is a warrior, I have to choose between a champion who is the best option available, obviously, a reaver who is amazingly good for dealing damage, and wait, it's for the first time you can actually join the Templar Order.
Welcome.
But in all honesty, it's the worst class in the game since it only works on demons and magic stuff and generally won't help at all. But you know, I have to maintain my tropes. Okay, so we get into secondary antagonist stuff. If Samson is the right hand of Cory, his shtick is that he is tired of Templars being used as puppets since their addiction and dependence on lyrium leaves them at the mercy of the Chantry. I mean, he's not wrong. His quest is boring as fuck and we just focus on breaking his sword. Again. Calpurnia, on the other hand, has a lot more interesting stuff to do, with us planting a spyglass in her room. She's an ex-slave and uses all of her money and influence to rescue slaves. Mind you, she is helping a Satan parallel which will result in Armageddon, but still better than Fiona. Okay, so we wrap up the Josephine quest. Bull wants us to meet up with Qunari agents and make his major plot choice.
The Kyun isn't perfect, but it gave me a better life. Yes. One free from all that pointless free will and independent thought. Such an improvement.
Drop it, okay? They hate it. I like it a lot, but they hate it, so drop it.
We can save the Chargers and lose Qunari support, or save the Qunari ships and allow the Chargers to be killed. Bull doesn't seem all too different after this, but it has a major payoff in the DLC. But after this, in all honesty, I just couldn't help myself. It's time to 50 Shades of Grey with the Iron Bull.
Are we gonna do this or not?
Last chance.
A little slower and a lot harder.
Find anal fisting.
I'm all ears.
Strike it out.
We do need an amulet to witness an other epic scene with Bull, but for now we need to talk with Dorian about his dad. But like, he wants to talk to him in the Hinterlands, and there's the first dragon, and we kill it. Okay, back to Dorian. So my man is gay, obviously.
Yesterday.
So, do you want to, like, do it?
Excuse me?
I have a condom.
Oh my god, no, no!
But you said you'd like sex.
Not with you.
No, don't. Gnome. Please, don't cry.
I'm not crying. I don't even like you.
And his father is an absolute asshole who tried to use blood magic to change him. What the fuck, Dragon Age? Blood magic gay conversion therapy is an in-lore shit? Anyway, we make him at least listen to the man since he seemed genuinely trying to make amends. Something like this could be cringy as fuck, but Dragon Age is really good at creating likable characters. Also, we defend him from Mother Giselle because he's still the winter, you know. So up next, since we kill the dragon, the Iron Bull has a special scene in which drinking shit happens and most importantly, offers up a theory that Kunari are mutations with dragonic elements. The game will have more hints toward that being the case though.
I always want to say this, and I never can when we're off saving the world. You've got fantastic tits.
No.
Now, we get the scene.
Sorry to disturb your rest, Inquisitor, but our oh, sweet maker.
Cullen, how's it going?
Is the Inquisitor awake? I thought perhaps we... Oh, this is actually, I cannot move my legs.
Is something the matter? Ah!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Do you see this?
No.
So, I take it...
Actually, she's the one who's been taking it.
I apologize for interrupting what I assume was a momentary diversion.
Nothing wrong with having a bit of fun.
Who wouldn't be a little curious? Iron Bull and I were just blowing off some steam.
Yeah, the boss wanted to ride the bull. Nothing for anyone to get excited about.
Right.
I'll just...
Hey, Josephine. You busy later?
The winner is Dragon Age Inquisition.
But we end the relationship since we have to romance Solus. I doubt he'll have much of an impact after, you know. We spy some more on Calpurnia and... Fucking really? Someone looked at Cory's model and was like, oh yeah, this is fine. Back in the desert we can kill this big boy too. New location time. The Exalted Plains. Demons, corpses, what's new? Rather more interesting is the presence of the Dalish. My best friends in the whole world.
And Aramit Hishan, my sister. It is good to see another of the people.
They have several quests to gain their trust, with this horrible one about the golden hala still pissing me off. Here we can do Solus's quest where some dumbasses summoned one of his spirit friends and turned him into a demon. Solus is ready to kill these fuckers, but you know. Totally unprompted, Solus assaults us as we enter Skyhold and talks about how much he trusts us. Sure hope that the feeling is mutual. And we follow that up with a romantic scene on the balcony.
Don't go.
It would be kinder in the long run. But losing you would...
This calls for a picture. Also we fight this dragon. I'm kinda bored of doing quest shit, but this conversation in particular really made me wanna talk about something else.
Hey, Sarah, you see the blonde a few towns back? She was easy on the eyes.
The one with the huge ditties?
No. Well, yes, but what about the fancy bow on her apron? Dangling all long and sassy, so someone could ease it open with one slow pull. You have to see the little details to get the whole person, Sarah. There's a woman behind those tits.
Yeah, way behind.
New location, the Emerald Graves. I'll talk about the quests later, but I want to show off a neat trick, unlike the money glitch I've been using. So if you want to trigger party banter on the regular, just switch up your party and take a few steps. The results are...
Don't you ever bathe?
Sometimes. You want to watch, don't you?
Watch where you're pointing that thing.
Dirty.
Shanta Kafas, I meant your weapon.
I like you. You don't ask about elfy stuff.
Like you'd know what you're talking about.
Right, well.
The Iron Bull, do you ever worry that a demon could be standing off to the left where your eye can't see?
Well, I do now.
Okay, so we can help out this dude by finding a deed to prove he owns the place, fight demons in this creepy mansion, save some losers. Also, we can murder another dragon. I'm so fucking bored. Next location, the Emprise du Lion. This one is a tad more complex. There's this town which is scorched and we need to help them. We meet Michel Duchavain from the books, who is a pretty good hint about what's coming. Fight a fuck ton of red templars which are mining red lyrium and turning into monsters. Okay. We make our way into the castle and meet Imshale, one of the forbidden ones, and as per tradition we end him. After that we go through several red templar camps and free up some peasants, which I assume is only here to make Skull relationship bar fill up faster because he approves every fucking time. Speaking of, we need a bridge to cross, so we have to go back to Skyhold where we can talk to Cole and convince him that instead of making this woman forget her trauma, he should just, talk to her. We go back and apparently built the mother of all bridges. Josephine, how long did it take to do this shit? Cullen the Lion of Ferelden, more like Cullen Bob the Builder. Anyway, Emprise du Lion offers us not one, not two, but 3 fucking dragons to kill. There are areas with no dragons. Was this added last minute? To prepare for the final battle, we can go over to a temple exclusive to Calpurnia's route and find more about not only her but also Cori. We stumble upon this dude who is Calpurnia's former master, who is living a nightmare thanks to being trapped in the child protection dome. He does tell us about Cori's plan to use Calpurnia without her free will, kind of like a slave. Ironic. And we mercy kill him. Are you bored of me yet? Okay, so new area Crestwood. It's raining like crazy, Grey Wardens are here. Funny enough, there's this random lady who asks you if she should join the Grey Wardens, and later on, if you said yes, then she's going to get used as a sacrificial blood bank in the ritual. The mayor talks about the dam and how the area is flooded. We claim the keep of some assholes, turn a wheel to stop the flooding, which the mayor lied about. We help a sassy spirit close the rift which was fucking up the weather, and now I'm extremely bored and want to finally get into the main game. Hawke is here with a grey contact ally. For me, it's Mr. Moustache from Dragon Age 2, but if they are still in the order, either Alistair or Loghain replace him. Okay, so the big problem is that pretty much every warden is hearing the calling, which means that they are all about to die and therefore nobody would be left to defend the world. So yeah, out of desperation, the Grey Wardens go minor antagonists. Cori is tricking and abusing them. But in order for the narrative to be more tense, Hawke now has a big hate boner for the Wardens out of fucking nowhere. This area has a dragon too, which I can kill it. I did. Prepare yourselves for dumb moment. Okay, so there's this the winter dude. Do I need to say more? Anyway, so my boy over here has 500 in his speech skill and convinced the Grey Wardens, my favorite faction in this setting, that they should all do blood magic, summon demons, and march into the deep roads to kill the archdemons. I failed to see the train of logic, but this is the demon army we're talking about. Also, Cori gave this dude a fuck you gift dedicated all to myself. He escapes, somehow. There's like one walkway.
I'll guard your backs.
So that was a fucking lie.
Hawke and Stroud bitch at each other again.
Everyone has a story they tell themselves to justify bad decisions. And it never matters. In the end, you are always alone with your actions.
What happened to you, man? Used to be cool.
I'm still cool.
Nah, you've changed, man.
And we go back to Skyhold. So the plan is to assault the Grey Warden fortress to stop a Kool-Aid party. Oh, but be right back, I need to fight another dragon. And I can't go without a voice in the back of my head yelling at me, so we go to another area first. The Hissing Wastes. Dark desert area with boring shit to do, dumb puzzles again, and the promise of a cool-ass temple, and of course I get to kill another bloody dragon. Back to the plot. Cullen dusts off the general gloves and goes all brute force on the fortress. We go in, fight Grey Wardens and stumble upon the Grey Warden leader Clarel, who is the Fiona of the Grey Wardens. For the last time, if your plan involves blood sacrifices, you are not the good guy. Lucky for us that we can convince these assholes that we can talk about this, maybe do a pro and con list, probably stop murdering people and summoning demons, just saying. Clarel dies like a bitch since Magister Man has Cory's dragon, and when we fall to our deaths... Oh no, not the Fate again. Any thoughts, Solus?
This must be very exciting for you, Solus. Any advice you have on what exactly is going on would be wonderful.
What spirit commands this place? I have never seen anywhere like it.
But that doesn't answer my question, silly.
The Fate is boring as fuck, and after fighting for a bit and doing some fetch quests, we meet Divine Justinia, crazy old prune. Damn, she must have been suffering from Obi-Wan aging, since this is how she looked like 10 years ago.
The big demon Eramond was trying to bring through.
Yes.
It's nearby.
Yes.
Well, shit.
So we get this convenient flashback in which it's revealed what actually happened at the Conclave, how the Wardens were the one who gave Cory the spare key and helped kill the Divine. And also we show up in our current armor. Some fear demon keeps trying to get into our minds. And for Solus, he talks in Elvish so we don't understand. Sneaky writers.
You couldn't even save your city. How could you expect to strike down a god? You're a failure, and your family died knowing it.
Well, that's going to grow tiresome quickly.
This is so not the Hawke from Dragon Age 2. Okay, so we find out more about what happened, how the Divine saved us, and that right now we are talking to a spirit who thinks he's Divine Justinia, and then a legion of spiders shows up. Like, they say that everyone sees their fears instead of spiders, so I'm assuming that Blackwall sees a shower, Varric sees a sad person, Solus sees women, Stroud sees shaving cream, and Hawke sees buff Carver. Actually, we get a pretty neat little graveyard with everyone's biggest fear. Solus just became the most relatable character ever. With help from the Divine Spirit, we fight the Spider Dude and major choice time. Okay, so we need a distraction to leave. Stroud wants to sacrifice himself and so does Hawke. Normally I pick Stroud, but lore-wise I think... In all honesty, I want to talk about that line in particular. Hawke will likely die. I have no problem believing that Stroud would die in the Fade. Login 2 would be too depressed to survive. But Alistair or Hawke? No fucking way! And I know it's a fan conspiracy theory, but Flemma fucking predicted something like this. So yeah, I just don't believe that Hawke died here. But the line of the Hawke is definitely over, since we can most certainly deduce that Carver will die a virgin. Want to have a broken heart though?
Where's Hawke?
What have I done?
Just like with the rest, we can choose to banish or ally ourselves with the Wardens, with Stroud now leaving to report the high command of the Wardens, who I imagine went like they summoned what? We can go to Varric, and this is where the only change in Hawke's personality impacts things. Varric tells another story and Hawke acts accordingly depending to what personality she or he had.
They sent guys from the local carter to Hawke's estate one night. 5 big dusters, armed to the teeth. They kick in the door, and Hawke yells, "You're just in time," and drags them over to a game of Wicked Grace. They played 2 hands of cards before the city guard showed up to take them away. A couple of them became regulars in our weekly game. Hawke just had that effect on people.
Cassandra and Liliana think back to the Divine since you know it's kind of personal for them. Sarah and Iron Bull go paranoid from demon shit. Also, Sarah wants to do some cringy quest in which she prank people with buckets of water and pies. Cole wants to be binded since he thinks that he is really susceptible to corruption since now he started behaving like a real boy. But Solus ends that line with "why not Spirit?" Blackwall is having an existential crisis and Cullen is going through withdrawal. The amulet we got for Cole doesn't seem to work, and now Varric shows up to influence Cole to become more human. We travel to Redcliffe, I guess, and confront the Templar who left the human Cole to starve to death. Here we decide if Cole should become more like a spirit or a person. I always choose human not only because that's what Varric says and I always listen to him, but also because if he's a spirit there is a very big chance that after the post-game he betrays us. If we talk to Varric again, he introduces us to the legendary namesake of his crossbow, Bianca.
Bianca Davry, at your service.
What, do you think you're better than me?
Who wants to aid the Inquisition by showing us a way into the Carta stronghold. But first we do Cassandra's quest in which we assault the Seeker Keep and fight this asshole only to get a book that exposes their secrets. The big reveal here is that the Seekers of Truth can use Templar abilities without taking lyrium because they went through the same process which Templars currently use to tranquil mages.
We created the right of tranquility.
Good!
We encourage Cassandra to rebuild and all is well. To thank us for making him into Pinocchio, Cole wants us on a date and allows people to see him. I mean, of course. Do you see the hottie by his table?
I might like being human. What do you think I'll learn next?
In a span of like 2 hours, Cullen is now cured and he's enjoying his time in the Inquisition. Anyway, time to do the Varric Bianca thing, in which we find out that not only did she betray his trust by studying red lyrium, but she gave the key of a large supply to this dude named Larius. Remember him? Even though they argue a bit, it ends on a hopeful note.
Varric.
Don't worry about it.
Get him killed, and I'll feed you your own eyeballs, Inquisitor.
Back off, bitch. He's mine.
But now we can talk to him again and go play Wicked Grace. It's just poker with the rest of the crew. Well, most of it anyway. Solus is too busy jerking off to spirits, we are not letting Liliana play if we want to keep our money, and Sarah is drunk under the table. This is actually a pretty sweet scene, plus we can make Cullen go full nude in strip poker. And from where Sarah was lying, she got a very good look at the lion of Ferelden's Templar sword, if you know what I mean. Back to the main story. Let's do what's hands down the best quest in this entire game. We go to the Imperial Orlesian Palace and play the game while trying to stop an assassination attempt on the Empress Celine's life. This is so epic, we even have a bar of points on how much people like us. We do some random quests, pick up some statues which are extremely important since they open optional doors, and collect intrigue. We meet the Empress,
Celine! It is my day of lucky!
and mingle with the nobles along with this bitch who is definitely not here to kill Celine, got it? Everyone you bring here is pretty cool, but Solus decided to wear this hat. Not only does it clip through his model, it also looks fucking terrible. But if you look at the description of that hat later, well, Solus is wearing it as a big motherfucking insult to the Orlesians who have no idea what the fuck he's doing. I imagine Solus preparing that hat like, yeah, this will show them, and then nobody said a thing to this petty bastard. I'll skip over the hours of side shit, pretty much it just boils down to who you want to rule Orlais. It's either the rightful ruler Celine, Briala her spy master, or Gaspard who is an aggressive prick. The advisors each support their counterpart and don't provide much of an argument. But before we talk more about that, we try and open a door and suddenly my cock gets hard for some reason.
Delivered from the grasp of the Fade by the hand of blessed Andraste herself.
Please tap on me. How the hell did your boobs get smaller? Okay, so Morrigan is the mage advisor to the queen and helps us solve the plot. We decide to have a little dance and flaunt our superior intrigue at this non-killer lady. We grab some blackmail on both Briala and Gaspard, but with enough Hala statues we also find me. I mean this dude who provides us with blackmail on the Empress herself.
Oh, Orlesians.
There is a villain reveal which not even the Inquisitor takes seriously.
I fear I'm a bit busy at the moment, if you were looking for a dance partner.
Cheeky bitch. We close a breach and then we go back to the main hall. If your court approval is not high enough, you do a boss fight with this cunt, but with high approval, everyone just believes you. I love this quest so much. We win the game in front of an entire crowd of nobles.
You lost this fight ages ago, Your Grace. You're just the last to find out.
And not only that, but when it's time to decide who rules Orlais, we use all the blackmail we collected to force these people into working together in a cute little parallel to your own advisor council. Morrigan informs us that she will be joining us in the Inquisition, which, I mean, what else can I say other than nice? And to compliment the writers for remembering Liliana's random line on how Morrigan would look all dressed up and fashionable. I find Solus walking past Morrigan to be extremely hilarious, especially with that dumb hat which still annoys me because it clips into his fucking head. Anyway, romantic stuff happens and we dance. Oh, what a cute little couple. Hope they go the distance. When we get back, we're confronted with another major choice. We can actually influence who becomes the new divine. Personally, I always go for Liliana, but since I went full Templar on this playthrough, Cassandra will become the divine, which, fine I guess. Yes, I know Vivienne can become divine too, but I don't want to live in a world where that happens. Can you imagine the amount of sass in the air? Sarah gives us cookies and hops on the roof with us to talk about childhood trauma/racism. If we go to Blackwall, my man tells a story from his childhood again in which he failed to help a dog and thusly he thinks he is a coward and a bad person. True. And after that, if we go back, Blackwall is no longer there. Vivienne gives us a fetch quest to bring her the heart of a snowy raven, and the quest is called The Heart of Snow White.
I know what that is!
Liliana talks about a hidden message and requests we go with her to a monastery, but first, for all the crap I give him, Solus in my opinion has always been honest. He is hiding the truth, but he never outright lied to us. Except for this line which proves he is actually a horrible liar.
I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
You missed court intrigue? When were you at court?
Oh, well, never directly, of course.
This is the only time when Solus disapproves of you questioning him about stuff. We go with Liliana and uncover a plot from this bitch, whom we convince Liliana to not kill. I'm starting to see a pattern in her quests.
An elegant lady knows that some shoes simply don't work for an elegant aesthetic.
Who wants to talk about murders?
If it were not for you, I would have killed Natalie and called it a good thing.
The next day, investigators say this woman is behind yesterday's crime spree.
The winner is Dragon Age Inquisition.
For Viv's quest we can bring her a regular Wyvern heart which won't work properly, but I found a snowy one, so If we go to Orlais, we witness an execution of a man called Tom Rainier who is charged with slaughter. Except Blackwall shows up and reveals that he is in fact Tom Rainier. Warden Blackwall died while on their way to the joining and he assumed his identity. Which was pretty damn obvious, with the game throwing massive hints towards him not being a warden, with him not knowing about why Grey Wardens are needed to kill archdemons, which even if he did, he wouldn't tell us, what the fuck. Not being able to sense Darkspawn and him being immune to Cory's plan of making them hear the calling, among others. Anyway, my man wants to stay locked up and pay for his crimes, but like we have a lot of influence. So we go with Vivienne and see that the heart is used to add 2 more days to her way older husband's lifespan, but he dies anyway. She talks about her life some more, which again, for her it's pretty major to open up. Okay, so we go back and Morrigan interrupts our meeting to show off her mirror from Witch Hunt, along with a mirror dimension with lots of other Eluvians which Cory wants access to. We go out and meet Kieran. Okay, so Kieran is Morrigan's kid with either the Warden Alistair or Loghain, Dilfishes. In this playthrough, he has the soul of Arthemiel inside of him after we killed him in Origins. But he can also be a normal kid if the Warden refused the ritual and still romanced Morrigan, and in that scenario he sounds less aloof. Best part about him is that he is voiced by Morrigan's voice actress's real life son, and he has a lot of stuff to talk about. For the Elf Inquisitor he doesn't say much, but if you play Dwarf or Kunari he really drops some lore bombs with both the Titans and weird blood stuff. Morrigan also talks about her time in Origins, which is nice and all, but I realized something. If Alistair is that boy's dad, am I his stepmom?
What are you doing in my bed, Mom?
I was trying to make your bed, but my rings are stuck.
Oh right, how could I forget? There's this really weird table operation regarding the clan of the Inquisitor which can be interrupted and failed on several occasions, but with the right advisor we save the clan, hooray! Sitting in judgment. I know I skipped a lot of them, just shut up, they are boring. So Blackwell is here and royally pissed that we won't just let him pay for his crimes, but we convince him to atone for them by serving the Inquisition a Storm Rainier.
If my future is mine, then I pledge it to the Inquisition. My sword is yours.
And my axe.
Also, the bitch from the court is here. I am quite sad that I skipped her fight, because if you do that, she dies, obviously. And we do a mock trial on a corpse in a box. Is that legal? Since we are almost at the end, fuck, this script is long, let's do some DLC stuff. First off, the descent.
Each new tremor opens another fissure in the deep roads.
If there is something causing earthquakes, it's down there.
Some earthquake shit is happening and the dwarf calls us to go into the deep roads. No, you can't make me go in there again. I beg you.
This reminds me of a story.
Shocking.
It's about an impossibly handsome dwarf and his friend who got crowned King of the Nugs.
A Nug King, really.
That's called foreshadowing.
Okay, so this cute little thing is Shaper Valta, who needs our help and also brings up the Legion of the Dead. Ugh, this ogre fight is so long. We reach the Legion and begin ass-fucking a shit ton of Darkspawn. Guess some things never change. After blowing up the tunnel, we are introduced to Manly Man Ren, who is Volta's love interest and overall cool dude.
The text describes giant creatures, called Titans, living deep underground. They sing in the stone, shaping it.
A mystery worth investigating.
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Okay, so I'll tell you this much. This quest has several hours in length and it's mostly about fighting more and more Darkspawn until you reach a certain point. And I know I'm playing on Nightmare, but damn, these fights are horribly stacked against you. You collect gears to open doors, do this kindergarten puzzle again. And hear about Volta's theory about what's causing these massive earthquakes.
I didn't realize you knew so much about Darkspawn motives.
Not everything's a mystery, Volta. Some things are exactly as they appear.
And some things are not.
My goodness, what an idea.
Why didn't I think of that?
Most importantly, go a little too down and end up in a somehow creepier cave where Ren dies like a bitch because you can get hit with the same attack 50 times during combat, but in a cutscene everything is lethal. So these are some weird ass dwarves who use pure lyrium weapons.
Wow, I feel like I have the world at my fingertips.
Yeah, I'm about to blast that world into outer space.
Ren's death is legit sad, and since I like Volta, it just makes this quest even more impactful. Okay, so now we can read descriptions on the wall about titans and such. It states here that the titans were struck down by an egg. Well, I bet he was really handsome. But then we reach a point where lyrium grows like fucking crazy. I'll spare you the long story and tell you what's happening. So, red lyrium is corrupted lyrium, but only living things can get corrupted, so that means that lyrium is somehow alive. And with this DLC we find out that lyrium is the blood of the titans, who are all slumbering and their huge ass bodies are the very land we walk upon. Major lore twist aside, the biggest quest in Dragon Age happens right fucking now.
Well, shit.
Are you putting me on trial? I'm feeling very judged.
Don't you fucking dare ask me what happened. Can we all agree not to tell Liliana about this? Her body can only orgasm so much. We commit more genocide on these dwarves.
I don't look down on dwarves. That's probably gone over their heads.
And then we see the Titan's fucking heart. Time to kill it. When we reach it, it turns to... Wait, did Hawke kill a Titan in Dragon Age 2? Okay, so this boss fight is pretty damn cool, not gonna lie, but after we are done...
Too loud. The song. Stop!
Did the dwarf just use magic?
Mommy, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so now she has a Titan in her head, I think. And we leave her alone to conduct more studies. Okay, DLC done. Not bad, not bad. Hope the other DLC stuff won't drop major lore dumps on us and fuck everything I thought I knew about this series. Oh, Joseph Hakon is next. Okay. Deep breaths, deep breaths.
800 years ago, the last Inquisitor hunted a great dragon. Our search to find him has led us here.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Okay, so we go to this new area and Scout Harding introduces us to his anthropology professor because they think they uncovered the place of the first Inquisition. I need a drink. This place acts like another map, only way bigger. It's inhabited by a strange variety of beasts, the Avar, and a strange fraction of them called the Hackonites. Oh, like in the title. There's this dude who Shaman Kinged himself to help the troops, but we put him down, fight the Nox Morta, who is rather underwhelming, and get welcomed to the clan by their leader. These guys are actually pretty cool and they have several quests we can do to earn their trust, with the best one being the one which you rescued their fucking bear. But we can also do a gladiator style shit and we can help a weak virgin again. Colette, the professor's assistant, gives us more info and we use it on this dude's boat to reach the shore of a nearby island where we talk to the spirit of Inquisitor Meridan's lover and also receive a new ability for the Rift skill. Emperor Cornelius Draken is also mentioned as Meridan's best friend and he's a big fucking deal in this setting. We go to a temple and deal with the Hackonites there. Oh, fuck off with the puzzles. After using Veilfire and activating a machine, we stumble upon a statue of Andraste with halas, because my boy Meridan was a devout Andrastian and also believed in the elven gods.
G something. The one with the deer.
That would be Ghil Dirthalen, mother of the Hala.
Yes! Brilliant, thank you. Oh, that would have bothered me all day.
Now we have to go through all the map to light up more of these forks.
You really have no problem with us killing your god?
Gods cannot be reborn until they die. Hakon needs a good rebirthing.
That don't make no sense!
With the help of the clan, the bear too, we storm the Hackonite stronghold and deal with the shitty frostbite mechanic. Holy fuck, is the final fight horrible to deal with. But soon enough we meet a Meridan who throws himself in time with Hakon to save the world. This entire scene is like that meme with the guy waking up from a coma.
I'm glad Draken's friendship with our people has remained strong.
I'm gonna tell him.
Don't you dare.
How long?
You were the last Inquisitor. There has not been another since you disappeared 800 years ago.
Draken was my oldest friend. He would have sent someone to find me.
You never had the chance. The dark spawn that rose in the Enderfells threatened all of Orlais.
I see. Tilana escaped the battle. Did she... Do the records say what became of her?
He's already dead!
We have a lovely little chat with the dude in which we disappoint him fully about what we are doing with the Rite of Tranquility. We part ways with him with the promise of killing Hakon.
Fight well, Inquisitor. I'm honored to have met you.
Time to murder dragons. Okay, so Meridan was a pretty damn weak dude if he couldn't beat this loser.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
We say goodbye to our tribal friends and recruit the bear. Ugh, can we go back to the main story, please? Okay, so time to attack. Morrigan informs us that Cori is gonna assault a sacred elven temple, but she's very vague about it. Plus, as far as these people know, you shouldn't really trust Morrigan. I sure didn't when I first played this game and had no idea who she was. Epic scene follows. Cullen leads the Inquisition army like a boss. Josephine uses diplomatic relations to summon armies to her aid. Liliana sends some crows, and then some people jump off some trees to kill themselves. Fancy. On our way to the Temple of Mifal, who is like the queen mother of the elven gods.
If your scouts report accurately, I believe these ruins to be the Temple of Mythal.
Which is?
We fight some Cori goons and reach a weird looking gate with an elf who gets assaulted. The Well of Sorrows is mentioned and Morrigan straight up goes, I don't know, he used to be so much better at lying. Cori seemingly kills himself to break the barrier. My red boy constructs himself and we run the fuck away after Calpurnia. Trust me, bring Solus on this quest. I am 99% sure that he's just boiling each time Morrigan opens her lips. Anyway, we do, guess what? A shitty puzzle. Speaking of, this interaction is just so funny.
It depicts the dread wolf, Fen Harel. In elven tales, he tricks their gods into sealing themselves away in the beyond for all time. Setting Fen Harel in Mythal's greatest sanctum is as blasphemous as painting Andraste naked in the chantry.
For all your knowledge, Lady Morrigan, you cannot resist giving legend the weight of history. The wise do not mistake one for the other.
Pray tell, what meaning does our elven expert sense lurking behind this?
None we can discern by staring at it.
During this entire quest, Morrigan fucking bitchplains to us a fucking elf and Solus, spoiler, about elven gods and culture. I love it. We fight some Venatori and we are presented with a choice to follow Calpurnia or do the rightful path inside the temple. Fuck, I hate being moral. But you want to know what the rightful path is? More fucking puzzles.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
We go inside the temple, get confronted with tall motherfucking elves and...
Solus, perhaps he'll listen to you.
What shall I say, Inquisitor? Shall I sway him from a millennia of service by virtue of our shared blood?
Thanks for the sass, man. I mean, you can slaughter them, but like they spent centuries as stuck-up elves protecting a fountain. That would be a sweet release. We go out and meet with Calpurnia. Here a boss fight would usually happen, but we brought the receipts. And she stands back since she is pissed at Cori. Oh, thank fuck, I made it for this entire video without mentioning her teeth. And by the way, this is why Calpurnia is way better than Samson, because with him you just break his sword. Abelas, the leader of the ancient elves, does a mad sprint to destroy the well, but Morrigan does what she does best and turns into a crow. Okay, so Abelas urges us to destroy the well, while Morrigan wants it. Ew, I have a feeling that the ancient elves played Forest Bukkake in there. We convince him to fuck off and Solus wishes him something pretty sweet actually.
Malas Amali Nahalam Abelas. His name, Abelas, means sorrow. I said, I hoped he finds a new name.
3 weeks later.
Your name is bitch!
Two things though. One, now we know that ancient elves have names related to their feelings towards it or the purpose itself. Two, what the fuck is he going to do? Just wander fade us like a freak? Okay, so decision with possibly incredibly messed up implications later, which as of now we can't even speculate on. Morrigan wants the well which would bound her to the goddess Mifal. But it's dangerous and I both don't trust Morrigan and don't want anything bad to happen to her. So we channel the hero of Ferelden and go for that slut on the Campul. Cori busts in and who the fuck is the Lady of the Lake? Lady of the Water? Do you guys remember that shitty Shyamalan movie? Party member talk time. Dorian wants to go back to Winter and turn it into a better place, which is admirable, but I doubt people will just stop killing baby seals in there. Vivi is worried about us and proclaims that she will help us in whatever way she can. Cassandra is getting all friendly. Cullen says this line which melts everyone's hearts.
A prayer for you.
For those we have lost,
and those I am afraid to lose.
Stop being cute!
Sarah thinks we are possessed and tries to kill us. Cole thinks about human Cole some more. And now, the main event. The moment we've all been waiting for. Soulless conversations.
I begged you not to drink from the well. Why could you not have listened?
Solus.
You gave yourself into the service of an ancient elven god!
Well, I don't see a ring on this finger, so that's not an us decision, it's a me decision, honey.
You don't even believe in the ancient elven gods.
I don't believe they were gods, no, but I believe that they existed. Something existed to start the legends. If not gods, then mages. Or spirits. Or something we've never seen. You would risk everything you have in the hope that the future is better. What if it isn't? What if you wake up to find the future you shaped is worse than what was?
Oh, is that a slip of the tongue, fine sir? Oh, I love this conversation and the parallel it implies.
You have offered hope. That if one keeps trying, even if the consequences are grave, that someday things will be better.
Red flag, I'm getting Ender's flashbacks.
You're being grim and fatalistic in the hope of getting me into bed, aren't you?
I am grim and fatalistic. Getting you into bed is just an enjoyable side benefit.
You've been hit by a smooth criminal.
Now, this is somewhat the reason I wanted to romance Solus. With a friend he is spectacular, but with a lover, he's downright amazing. So Solus explains to us that the face tattoos the dailies use on themselves to honor their gods are actually slave markings. Which one do we have? Ooh, that's nice and thematically fitting for a messianic figure like the Inquisitor.
For all they got wrong, the Dalish did one thing right. They made you.
One down. 100 to go.
So now we have no face tattoo, we can go back to job interviews, fuck the Inquisition. But right after that, he cracks. This scene is so impactful for Solus, but I'll talk about that later. Stood up by an egg. Not my proudest moment. In the courtyard, the Eluvian has opened up and Morrigan has run off in it. We go inside and she says that Kieran disappeared and begs us to help her. And then we meet Flemeth, who reveals herself as actually being Mifal. But since we are now bound to her, it's kind of scary to think about what will happen later, you know?
It says long ago you left your husband for a lover. Your husband then tricked you, killed your lover, and imprisoned you. Then a spirit came to offer you vengeance. Mithal, that's what you spoke of.
One day someone will summarize the terrible events of your life so quickly.
Thank you for being a friend.
I am many things, but I will not be the mother you were to me.
Fuck, Dragon Age hits you in the feels. But now we have to ask ourselves, who was the awful abusive bitch of a parent? Because she genuinely looks hurt by Morrigan's comments. Was it Flemeth or Mifal? Or were they mixed? She speaks about her in the third person, so I doubt it's the latter. She sucks up her female soul, which will allow Kieran to be a normal child, and leaves by directing us to one of her shrines. We go there and fight a dragon, who after beating him half to death, becomes our Final Fantasy summon, which will help in the final fight. If Morrigan drank from the well, she would transform into a dragon, which I find infinitely cooler, but we have a dragon to Pokemon fight with Cory's dragon. How cool of a plot twist would be that this dragon is actually Hawke? Speaking of Corypheus, what the fuck is that? Just drop that shit on us, you idiot. What the fuck is this scene?
Do you know what we have never done before? What? A good old-fashioned staring contest.
Anyway, our dragon attacks his dragon, and since he put his regeneration skill in it, we can finally kill Cory. But boss fight time first. It's kind of underwhelming for a final boss, but we take the orb, break his jaw apparently, and close the bridge forever with the evil man in red dying like a little bitch. This one's for you, Hawke. Solus fucks off, and it's ending ceremonies time.
You bow to no one.
The party is fine overall, with everyone being sweet and stuff, but it's kind of lazy to not make proper cutscenes with everyone. Everyone is getting late tonight except for me. This game is so realistic. Morrigan narrates some of the choices we made, and we get a Marvel end credits in which Solus gets all friendly with Mifal, then absorbs her essence. ew, and we find out that the Satan we heard about since Origins, the Dread Wolf, is actually soulless. Yeah, it was obvious, especially in retrospect. Dude is wearing a wolf's bone around his neck, but still fantastic reveal. But the game is not over, it's time for the second best DLC BioWare ever did, the Trespasser DLC.
You are my friend. I don't hear you there.
Okay, so 2 years have passed since the end of the game and we are summoned to attend the council by Divine Victoria. It's just Cassandra. I will not bother you with all the chatter, but pretty much the Inquisition did its job and right now we are a massive independent army with plentiful resources, so we are kind of a problem for the world. Ferelden wants us gone and Orlais wants us on a leash. Also, this dude is supposed to be Ban Tegan. The years have not been good on you, my friend. But like, everyone is here, so who cares? We have a wholesome talk with Mother Giselle.
How do you think Divine Victoria has done these last 2 years?
It is hardly for me to say, Inquisitor.
With respect, that's never stopped you before, Mother Giselle.
I give it to you. You got me there.
Varric became the new mayor of Kirkwall mostly because he went all Bruce Wayne on the thing and rebuilt everything after the incidents. Also, he gives us the key to the port. Okay, he gives political power to our Dalish clan and also makes us a countess. Best bro.
But whatever gets decided, you've got a place lined up in Kirkwall if you want it.
Yeah, no. No.
Blackwall goes by Tom Rainier now and spends his time trying to save people and find his lost man who took the fall for his crime.
How many people hit you?
I lost count at 12. But I could take a punch.
Cole is smashing the bard lady. Nice.
Cole, good day. I didn't see you there.
But I saw you, as lovely as your songs.
I'm proud of you. God bless you.
Sarah makes us pull some pranks again, introduces us to her friends, and complains about the in-law song about her.
Sarah was never in the grave.
Creepy song is creepy. Ugh.
Krem and the company wants us to keep the Iron Bull busy so they can bring his present to him.
You know what, Bull? I really like hitting things.
I know, right? We have the best job.
Yes, I'm the boring dude who plays warriors in RPG, shut up. Cullen just got a dog, so he went from a 9 to a 12.
I think it's a husky, like Siberian tiger. Oh no, you killed him! You killed him! That was your fault, I'm not gonna lie. Now you owe me your phone number.
Liliana is stuck in suspect everyone mode.
They're afraid of nothing so much as the hand that directs it all.
Mine.
Vivian takes us on a spa day where we actually talk about boys and our sassy black friend says that Solus is not good enough for us. Is this a sitcom?
That sounds like a fantastic idea.
Of course it is, darling. That's the only kind I have.
Dorian is a big shot into winter now and he's just the best. He even leaves us a cell phone to talk to him. You better be a party member in Dragon Age 4, got it?
You know I'll miss you.
Naturally.
Josie takes us to see a play, which by the Inquisitor's reaction...
You think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
And Cassandra got tricked by Varric that the Inquisitor is getting married. God, I wish. Still waiting on that ring, egghead.
I might get married. I've thought about it.
I suspected as much.
When did they have sex last time?
Once we are done with this, we are gonna attend several trials in which Josie goes all Ace Attorney and find a corpse and a trail of blood which leads us to an Eluvian in which we enter, discover more elven lore, and also our Mark starts slowly killing us. That's fun. And after all that we kill a group of Qunari. Most of the info here is related to Fen Harel or the other Evanuras. Very fucking subtle. Long story short, our advisors are gonna cover for us and withhold information from the council about the spies and bombs. The Qunari think that we are agents of Fen Harel and we stop their bomb making operation. We are beaten over the head with the idea that the Inquisition grew so big that we have no idea how many spies we have in our ranks. And after some gimmicky puzzle stuff, we stumble upon a big ass library with tons of codex shit. Huh, this spirit looks like she's about to dump some mad lore on me and make me feel dumb for not paying close enough attention. Also, see that flame? People get insta-killed in there, but the developers put actual relevant stuff in there, and it's time for the shitty necromancer specialization to finally pay off. We send Dorian in, and this codex entry allows us to piece together a Solus is Fen Harel at the end. Completely optional, of course, but I hate it when the main character is dumb.
What's up now, bitches?
We meet the Kunari leader who, since she is Kunari, she won't listen to reason. We go back and the Inquisitor has a fucking mental breakdown.
Shit, damn it! We save Ferelden, and they're angry. We save Orlais, and they're angry. We close the breach twice, and my own hand wants to kill me. Could one thing in this fucking world just stay fixed?
That's hot. We go back in, kill more Kunari, do more dumb puzzles, reach a point where the Kunari bitch tries to order the Iron Bull around, and if the charges aren't alive, he actually turns on us, but here he politely tells her to fuck off. We rescue a dragon which the Kunari are torturing, and the Inquisitor proves she can't put 2 and 2 together.
That's why Solus left. He's been helping us fight the Kunari all this time. We have to save him.
I disagree.
We progress further and do a big ass boss fight with a huge horny boy. What are you feeding him? My man is bigger than a Darkspawn ogre. And then we go in the mirror where Solus turns the bitch to stone and stops our hand from killing us.
I suspect you have questions.
He's in, boys! He did it! He said it!
Oh, I have some questions, alright. Like, why didn't you call? You know, I talked to my friend Viv, you know, the one you don't like, and she told me that you are no good for me. You are in big trouble, Mr. Wolf. I have 2 years of girlfriend bitching to lay on your bald Mr. Clean looking ass. Buckle up, honey. You have no idea how hilarious the next part is for me. Okay, so the elven gods are in fact strong generals and or mages who got so powerful that they started enslaving their own people, and these motherfuckers were actually crueler than the current system we have. That's your amazing culture, you knife-eared, self-righteous cunts. Solus was a freedom fighter, sort of, and created a veil to trap them inside so they can't hurt people anymore. After that, he woke up and found the elven people tattooing slave markings on themselves, worshipping assholes and being treated like dirt. I personally would have just gone back to sleep. So the plan is, he will tear the veil down and possibly kill everything in an attempt to destroy the Evanuris. What's wrong, Solus? Why do you want to destroy the universe? Our hand starts acting up and we choose whether or not we'll chase Solus down to redeem him or to kill him. What's funny is that if you two are lovers or friends, he says that he will give the world a couple of years as a sign of respect. But if he despises the Inquisitor, he just does that out of pure spite. To quote the developers on this,
we want characters to either be loved or hated. One of the best examples of that is Solus. Half the community wants to kill him, half the people want to marry him, and another part wants to do both.
Oh shit, that's me!
My man fucks off and we go back to the trial where we decide if the Inquisition gets disbanded or not. I choose to not do that, and Mrs. Inquisitor Murdoch finds a random law in which we are declared a holy organization and will take direct orders from the Chantry and therefore Cassandra. A vote of non-confidence, that's a conflict of interest. We do a group shot and then we go back into a dungeon to shove a knife into a map so the players know that we're going to the winter in the next game. It's been 7 years. Oh, just 18 months away. We get random stuff about each party member, but the only one I wanna talk about is Verix because they mention how much Sebastian bores him, and to show... Is that creepy Joker supposed to be Evelyn? What the fuck? Also, Solus has dream sex with the Inquisitor. The end. Aw, is there something sweeter than seeing a thank you message to the player? No, thank you guys. Holy shit, this game was massive. You're still here? You sure are bored as fuck. Okay, I'm pretty damn tired, so I'll just say that the story is decent with minor hiccups and down out bits, but 7 out of 10. Maybe 6.5 if you catch me on an off day. But I'm not playing Dragon Age for that schlop. The characters are so fucking good and so varied. I think that this time I went over each one enough to not require individual segments, but I'll just say something quick about everyone just to be sure, with the exception of a certain egghead. So yeah, Cullen is fucking great. My boy came a really long way from that awkward loser from Origins. Liliana is a bit repetitive, but she's Liliana, so of course I love her anyway. Her determination and competency are in full display, with just about enough elements to make her feel human and not like an actual killing machine. And yes, I am aware of the Liliana is fake theory. Josephine is sweet, awkward, and complements the trio quite well. Her character is decently written, and since most of the time I go for a diplomatic answer, I have nothing to complain. Orpheus is the worst antagonist in the series. He's boring as fuck, has 0 to no intimidation factor, and the only thing good about him is the lore. God, I was waiting for the architect to show up and teach this loser a lesson in good writing. Cassandra is the strong female character done right trope. She is open to her mistakes, doesn't brag, gets stuff done, and has her own pet peeves which make her shine even more. Although I do think she looked better in Dragon Age 2, fuck off. Varric is the same as always, best bro in town who helps everyone and tries to get along with just about every living being in Skyhold. I do hate Bianca though, not because of her character, but because she is the only one stopping me from romancing Varric. Cunt. Sarah weirdly grows on you. Yeah, she's not for everyone, with her making the top most hated Dragon Age characters a lot, but I like her. She offers a bit of levity from the impending doom. Also, in her romance option, you shave your pubes for her, which I find both gross and adorable. Vivienne is also quite controversial. I mean, you can never be sure if she truly cares about you and she's not just using you for political influence. I mean, you can take it however you want. I find her pretty well written regardless. Plus, I kinda love how no matter how much you make her hate you, she won't leave. She just sasses you even more and moves the furniture around to piss you off. Cole is there, I guess. I'm surprised I didn't do a joke in which I went through this entire review without mentioning him. Even the companion song pulled that shtick. He works well enough, kind of sweet but also overdone. But he also goes to help Solus if left the spirit, so fuck you! Blackwell is considered boring by some people, and he is. I mean, he's not bad, but stoic, honorable due to the crime-riddled past, big fucking shit. Overall, not terrible, I guess. The Iron Bull is cool as fuck. He's honest, funny, reliable, and just absolutely amazing to be around. He's definitely not perfect, but he also doesn't have enough flaws to piss me off. He's just done competently enough for me to not complain. My man Dorian steals the fucking show. Charming, suave, intelligent, my dude has it all. He's definitely on the higher echelon of party members, and I have a feeling that I'll be seeing him more in Dragon Age 4. But now, we need to talk about Eggman. So yeah, I like the dude. I mean, not as a person, as a character. He just has so much potential. But he's also flawed, but in a good way. He even slips out of his little charade on 3 occasions. Once during the romance where he's almost about to stop his evil plan for you, once when you ask about the court thing, and of course, after the best scene ever.
The man who has lived half his life in the Fade has no ideas.
Not unless we collapse the veil and bring the Fade here so I can casually reshape reality, no.
What you say?
Is that a threat, sir? The friend-turned bad guy has been done to death before, but Solus is so driven and tormented, it's fascinating to unfold. I truly believe that if done correctly, in the next game Solus could be the first truly great villain in this series and make for one of the best villains in gaming as a whole. If I had one thing to complain about is that Solus doesn't really form a bond with anyone outside of the Inquisitor or maybe Cole. But if they want to go lazy, I'm calling it now. Solus will mess something up, a greater evil will appear, and then he'll sacrifice himself to save the world. Please God, don't let me be right. I sincerely hope that I'm wrong. So many words, so much crappy editing to do. Glad you stuck around and watched a random video on this dead channel. For now, leave a like or dislike. You will never know if the video is bad now. Heads up, it is. Subscribe to hear more of my annoying voice. Come on, you can always unsubscribe after I say something stupid. Sooner rather than later. Okay, I guess I'm done. Bye, guys!